All right, can we play back the last 5 minutes? What was I talking about again? It was something about fuses and throw. Oh yeah, getting an old fuse box. We talked about it in the main episode. Welcome to the half pint, by the way. That I got rid of some stuffs on the on the project list, and as a part of that, of course, for the last year and a half, I had the internals of that pump organ standing in the middle of my workshop because I would like to make a 80s guitar, but with the pump organ internals. And I realized that although that would have been a cool project, I can't be bothered doing it. So this Saturday, all the remnants from the display stand for the Skapet Festival and whatnot, we were going to drive that to the Skep after I took all the firewood potential out of it. And then, I just tossed the organ on there as well. And then that felt really good, actually. I freed up a lot of space. And then outside, I have this stainless steel tank from that water heater that I stripped from its insulation 1.5 years ago, and which I was going to use for something, but I already have a grill. So I tossed that one as well. So now it's like I got nothing on the outside of the garage. I have free floor space. So I'm really on a spree here. I'm getting rid of stuff.
Nice.
But of course, some might say that is, but then you have place for a fuse cabinet for testing your pewter fuses. But still, I'll put it on the list.
Yeah, you need to have some space in your workshop and on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Because I know you will fill it up very quickly.
I need to do that as well. I've got so much stuff which is just parked there waiting for, a car boot sale or to flog on eBay. And I think the best thing to do would be just to put it all in a box and throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did also, my brother-in-law asked me if I needed screws. And yes, please. So he brought a bag of different kinds of screws. And I realized that I'll take everyone that is like Hex or Umbraco or whatever, but the Phillips key, like no, it was a lot of screws, but I'm not going to use those. So I just brought those boxes to the Skip, and I have this small area where you can put reusable stuff, and I just put it down, turned my back, and then I heard someone picking it up, and I turned around, and the lady found them. Ooh, free screws, and then she took them out. So it changed hands in less than 2 seconds, which is good, because usually I put stuff there that I don't have the heart to throw, and then it will sit there for a week until the people who work there say that nobody's interested in this shit, and they throw it in the Skip. So it's just a way of having a clear conscience.
Yeah.
Like, I would never burn a book, but I'm very comfortable putting the book on a shelf there when someone else burn it.
As long as you're not the one holding the matches, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to draw the line somewhere.
Got standards, damn it. I wouldn't burn my own books. I'd give them to somebody else to burn.
Yeah, that being said, though, as we discussed in the main episode, I like my books to be booky. And then when I buy books, I buy them to keep them, although I've read them. I might not read them a second time, but they will nice find their way in my bookshelf, because I also like the aesthetics of having books.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I'm given books that I don't like, I don't feel obliged to read them. So I can read 2 pages. No, this is crap. And then I can return them to the recycling plant for someone else to burn.
To be turned into pulp and get turned into a tray that you put your takeaway coffee in.
Yeah, or toilet paper.
Or toilet paper. Yeah. I was thinking that the other day. I went to McDonald's. I'm not proud of it, but I did it. And we both went, and we both had a sausage and egg muffin because it was the morning, and we had a cup of coffee each, and it came in one of those cardboard trays. And the way that it was cut out, it just looked the holes in the bottom of this tray just looked like a face that was screaming. It just looked so unhappy. And I was just thinking, it sat there. Right, it's come to this. I used to be a tree.
Yeah. And
I
then,
was majestic once.
I was a majestic pine, or a spruce, or some fast-growing softwood.
and then I was a soft porn erotic novel in a corner kiosk on some street in a small rural village, and now here we are.
Now here I am, holding your coffee.
Life is cruel at times.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had several bites of the cherry, I suppose. To coin a phrase, may not be familiar with you.
No, but I kind of get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that reincarnation? It's all this glory.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes you wonder at what go you are yourself. Is this the majestic part, or the
I don't
erotic
think
magazine
so.
part, or the paper tray?
I'm not sure which religion it is, but I mean, the three got it. I mean, it had it coming then. I mean, it should have tried better as a tree to not be that romance novel and that McDonald's burger and coffee holder.
Wow. Buddhism, but with Catholic guilt.
That summed that up perfectly. Yes.
That's quite an interesting offshoot. But, best of luck with that. Join the Tudor Maker cult.
Yeah. We're not cherry picking the best from all the religions. We're just cherry picking the worst and mashing them together. Yeah.
I saw Njord Artisan's latest video where he got the X2 laser welder. I talked about it, and according to him, you're not allowed to own one as a private person in the EU. You need to be a business because it's a class 4 laser or something like that. So it's
Yeah.
I don't know how it is there on the island, Phil, but I mean that sounds a bit rude.
It does. I'm not aware. Well, that's a sort of part of the whole makers thing that I'm not really very au fait with, like laser cutting and 3D printing and all that modern business. Don't know. I don't really
want a laser welder and a laser cutter and cleaner and all that, and it costs like 20,000 quids or something like that.
There's probably a regulation about it, but there'll be ways and means around it.
I mean, it would be worth starting a business if you got a hold of one.
I was going to say, I mean, making a business, that's 20 minutes on the web page, and voila, you are the owner of a company. And then you can call it whatever you want. You could call it a Crude But Efficient Welding Company, and then in 20 minutes, you can buy a laser welder, burn your eyes out, and kill the neighbor's cat and whatnot. I mean, but they have a company, Oh, yeah, okay, then it's okay.
I'm a company director, don't you know?
Yeah.
Soon to be dissolved for tax reasons.
Within a year.
Within a year. 9 months.
I mean, you probably, if you dissolve the company before a certain date, then you don't have to pay the fee for registering it. So, yeah, better look into that. Although, if you're thinking of eloping with the money without paying taxes, well, that invoice for that registration fee might be the least of your worries.
Speaking of burning stuff, I know I saw a note somewhere that cremation is the number one choice in Sweden when you die. 83% do it, but in Norway it's only 48%. So it's almost, it's not half, but it's significantly lower. So I wonder what's that's about. You don't like burning people, whore?
Well, I mean, it was a period a few hundred years ago, but then it suddenly was frowned upon, and we were reluctant getting back into the groove.
Apparently.
But I think we're on the upswing, I would say. Yeah. But the thing is, though, a lot of people who want to get cremated it's very nice to get your ashes spread out, but if you get cremated before you're allowed to get the ashes delivered out, you have to have a plan for dispersing it, and then you have to apply the local municipality because you can't put it into drinking water, and there's a lot of regulations of what you can and cannot do. And then of course you say just I want to put it into the ocean because he loves boats and whatnot, and then all right, okay, the stamp a form and you get the urn, and then nobody cares what you does to it. So it is for show still, and then but yeah, it's I mean, we are running out of places. Of course, they are reusing graves after a set amount of years. And the reason I know that is because, of course, my father, every fifth year, you get like a very after. I think it's after 20 or 30 years. The next of kin get a letter from the graveyard that do you want to extend the lease on this grave for the next 5 years? You have to say yes and pay a small fee. And of course, when my father passed away, as the oldest, for some reason, I now got the. Of course, he hasn't been passed long enough for this to be an issue, but every 5 years, I get a letter from the local graveyard that yeah, the lease on your grandmother and grandfather's grave is up for, and then and I'm not. It's probably the same rules for cremation as well, but you get out of a bit of a hassle if you just spread it in a ditch somewhere and say, well, he was a contractor, so he would have wanted this, and then he's happy, you're happy, and
Yeah, I mean, nowadays the graveyard is realizing that there's money to be made because we have, if it's my great grandfather or something like that, we have a couple of graves in the family that's for life, for eternity, those spots, so we don't have to pay for them. But like my grandfather and all that, those are, I think, every 10 years or something like that, they need to be renewed.
oh.
I don't know, it's not my responsibility yet, but the generation above me is getting rather thin, so soon it will be.
The perks of getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my mum's buried at a memorial woodland, so it's not a churchyard, so to speak, but it's one of these places where you get put in a wicker basket and they plant a tree on top of you.
Yeah.
And but that we've only bought that plot for 50 years, and after that, there's no renewing it. It gets.
I kind of yeah. Sorry.
No, that was it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I kind of regret that wasn't an option, because now I see you can get the ashes into like this pod with a seed and some nutrients, and you plant that, and a tree will grow. Then the question is, can you choose a tree? So, I mean, it would be cool if we buried my dad in something like this, and a oak came out, and then in 15, 20, 30 years, we cut it down and made something obscene, ornamental furniture piece or something.
I would like to be a fruit tree, I think. Just go have some daddy apples.
Some grandfather plums.
I was going to say that's going to get quite weird quite quickly, isn't it?
Yeah. Go snack on granny cherries. I don't know what that means. But
Oh, this went south fast. Oh.
Oh, good heavens.
Oh.
Where's that awkward silence flag when you need it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's an awkward silence when everyone is giggling to themselves.
Yeah.
Awkward silence. Awkward for the listeners then.
Yeah.
Gasping for air.
Another thing I've done in the recent week is building the bunk bed that I've been slowly doing. But the only problem is I need a flat piece of floor to do it. So I've done it here in my office. So now I can't move my chair back more than like half a meter. Then I bump into it behind me.
Yeah. So I was thinking about, should I mention it, or did they have a marital quarrel or something that you now have to sleep in your office for a week? So yeah. Well, okay.
It's just a test to make it work and to build the all the ladders and railing and that sort of thing beforehand, so everything is fixed, so we can transport it to the cabin and actually put it up. So the ladder is in glue up at the moment, and hopefully it will work.
Nice.
That's going to be a nice upgrade for the kids are rapidly growing out of their bed at the moment.
But then you have to disassemble it and move it again and then assemble it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels so. Yeah, make sure you could put it on a trailer, perhaps, but yeah, it's disassemblable. Is that word? Yeah, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In
amongst all the secret projects that we can't talk about for one reason or another, I've been pricing up. I'm trying to work out the cheapest way of getting enough. I know, I hate to say it, new timber. Yeah, I know. To build a new workbench, because I'm getting so pissed off with my old workbench, because it's so well, because because it's not even a workbench. It's partly an old science classroom desk, so it's like just a tall desk with. Well, actually, my desk in this office is made of the same stuff. So it is a square steel frame, 3 centimeter square steel frame with just some planks on top. So whenever you plane on it, it racks like crazy. It just dances around because it's not heavy enough.
Wow.
And there's not great way of clamping it. And I just made the top out of very cheap construction lumber, which I didn't plane beforehand, so it's all wonky. It's like I'll just glue it up and then I'll use the router just to flatten it off. But then I buggered that up, and it's got a big dip in the middle.
Oh yeah.
And the edge isn't square, so when I put my vise on the edge of the bench, it's not at 90 degrees to the top. It's just a little bit off. So I want to make a new one, and I want to make it heavy and a proper. It's going to be smaller than the one I've got now because I've got a very small garage. So I think I don't need it to be this big. I just need to make sure I just don't keep piling loads of shit on it. So I could make it meter 20 long and about sort of like 80 or 100 deep. So I'm thinking about getting a load of cheap scaffold boards in. I think a scaffold board is just about the right width to go over my planer, without having to split them down. So maybe they're cheap. They can be made square, and yeah, it's not going to be the finest Rubio hardwood everything joiner's bench, but it doesn't have to be.
No.
It just needs to be square, flat, and heavy, so it doesn't dance around the place. It'll have to be propped up anyway, because the floor of my garage slopes.
Oh yeah.
So
And making it a nice usable one might prevent you from using it just to store stuff as well. Because if you actually can use it and it's nice to use, then maybe you will use it, and then it can't be full of shit.
Something nice. There's something to be said about having tools that you look forward to using. Yes, but even scaffold boards have gone up so much.
Yeah.
Since I last looked at them, they used to be £10 each for an 8-foot board, whatever that translates to into meters, and now they're sort of £50 each. That's what. This is shitty whitewood. It's not even pine. It's just described as a white wood. What kind of wood? Wood?
That sounds like those non-descriptive salad cheese or something like that. It's the white cheese.
White cheese.
Okay.
Soft cheese.
I had the same challenge in my workshop because it is built as a garage. So the floor is very much graded inwards toward the drain. So if I want a level surface, I have to put some shims under the wheels and casters of my work table. So I think when I wanted to make it square, I had to make the top frame part and the legs screwed and glued together in our living room, and then bring it out, because then the rest is going to be square. But I used cheap construction lumber for everything. I just used a lot of it, so it is heavy. And then I went to the hardware store, and they had sale on, I think it's an inch thick wood of some sort, which I just plonked on top, but I did not glue it down. I used a lot of screws, and then I made 10mm dowels and just filled those whole, and I flush sanded it. And you can see where the dowels are. So when I want to swap the tabletop out, I just drill out there and take the screws out. But the problem is now it is a bit like Adam Savage's workbench. It is now battle wound beyond belief that it is now a very aesthetic. I like how it is, and I'm not afraid of it anymore. So when I'm finished with the ice pick, I just plonk it down on the tabletop, because it can sit there until I need it again. But I made, of course, an integrated shelf for a table saw, and I made a very decent. I aspired to be a woodworker at some point, so I made a crosscut sled, but I didn't get around to carve out the grooves in the tabletop for it to clear the blade totally, because I haven't used it since I built it. And I also got this huge cast iron vise that I put on the end of it, but I didn't make the wood part that go on the vise because I couldn't be bothered. And then I got some small vices that goes into dog holes. So I just drilled a few holes so I can just put it down in the configuration I needed. And that has been more useful than the huge vise at the end, which I haven't used. But I realized I should get a drill guide, because the holes weren't like 90 degrees perpendicular on the tabletop. So when you put down the dog and the vise, it gives an outward pressure in some configurations. So it should be done better. And then I thought, if I make a box under those hole and put the vacuum cleaner in, I could also have like a downdraft sanding table. I can use the same holes for that. So I also am planning on doing not a new table, but swapping out the top plate. But even at the hardware store, getting an inch wide enough piece of reasonably hard wood so you could use it as a work surface, that has become extremely expensive.
Yeah.
Mm. No, so have you seen Laura Kampf's latest video
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
with that enormous bench that she just built?
Yeah, size of my workshop basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best flexi spot ad so far.
Yeah. No, I think that sort of construction is probably what I'm going to be looking at. But then it's really tricky. You know, do I want a more traditional sort of joiner's bench thing, or do I want to go like Peter Millard, who just has MFT tops on everything? Because there's not room for both, but I think there should be room for both.
Mm.
They both have their benefits and their pitfalls.
Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
depends on what you need. I mean, my work.
I need everything.
My workbenches are just two old IKEA kitchen tables.
Mm.
Just solid wood, just kitchen tables, and that works fine for me.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it is hard to clamp stuff at times, but yeah,
Yeah. So I like the idea of dog holes and having a proper front apron that you can use what's it called? Big sort of L-shaped thing that you knock in. It's got a name.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
probably.
springy metal bar that hold things in. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is great audio content, isn't it?
Brilliant.
3 blokes sit down, try to remember the name of something. It's the half pint. I'm going to Google it. I'm doing it right now. Talk amongst yourselves.
Which word are we thinking of today?
Hold fast.
And then we're going to have a jingle.
Yeah.
Hold fast.
A
Didn't even
hold
need
fast.
to Google it. It came to my brain.
That someone didn't put effort in at some point. Like I made this tool. Oh yeah, what's it called? I don't know. What does it do? Well, it holds stuff. Oh, you mean it holds it fast to? Oh yeah, hold fast. Yep, nailed it.
Patent it.
Yeah. But speaking of, I have some sad news. I think, or it's more a sad realization. To follow up the discussion and the feedback from the architect from last episode,
Yeah.
I on Sunday I took a huge ass measuring tape and just wanted to verify some measurements in our garden. And if I want to put the workshop of the size that I want, it requires a lot of groundwork, and you also need to probably have some temporary support while you're putting in support for the ground before you can make a I don't know what it's called, even the item itself or the process. The only thing I know, it's going to be expensive, and if I want to have it with a bathroom and toilet and running water and up to code for possibly future using it for living purposes, it's complicated and it's going to be expensive. So I just went back to, all right, I'll just call it a shed, and then if you keep the square footage below, I think it's 50 square meters, you can actually do all the application process, and you can be the responsible contractor for actually doing the work and whatnot. But then, yeah, it's not going to be very much bigger than my workshop today. And yes, I could build it in 2 stories, but then it would look so narrow and awkward that it wouldn't sit right in the terrain. And of course, if I just build it like a 1-story shed, then you can get a kit. that is very easy and the setup. You just make a square pad for it, and then someone comes with a lorry and like 4 sections in an afternoon, and you have a shed. But the problem is that shed is going to be the size of my workshop today. So I'm just going to basically move out of the garage into a shed, uninsulated, just the same size restrictions, just at a different location. And of course, the sharp mind here, but yes, but you can have all your metalworking stuff there, and then you can still reside in the garage that you are today. And yes, but it is a bit hard. My main selling point is to move out of the house so we can repurpose the garage for other things. So it's hard selling it into the other half of the administrative part of our family that, yeah, I'm going to build a workshop, but I'm still going to be in the old workshop. And then you have to run in between them. And of course, in Norway, it's pissing down half the year and it's snow and it's cold. And yeah, I'm just going to lathe down this. So I have to run down to the shed and then you have to run back again because I'm going to do something else in the other workshop. And yeah, I'm on a bit of a downer this week because I don't really see the cheap but fancy and good solution on my workshop size problem.
Mhm. Maybe you need to build an extension to the house instead.
Yeah, but then again, expensive, and you have to apply to the municipality. And I got the list over just the fee for application has gone up ridiculously the last 10 years. So you're basically paying the material cost of that shed to get it approved before you can set it up. I mean, you could put up a shed without application, but if you want the power and water and so on, you need to have an application in, and it's spending more money on that than on the actual building. It feels a bit.
Yeah.
Of course, if we're going to extend the house, I mean, that would be less in comparison to the cost of extending the house, but that's a lot of work to an old house.
Yeah.
We don't want
that's
to
true
do
as
that.
well. Yeah. Yeah, that's not fun. But what can you do?
But I mean, we can maintain a good relationship to the neighbor, and at some point that they might want to sell their house, and then yeah, that could be a workshop. That would be nice. It's still a bit pricey, but I mean, it's all the application, and it's already built, and yeah.
I'm just going to drop this idea into the chat. Maybe we could share it later. But I
Yep.
think I've come up with a great idea for how you can build your shed, but without having to notify anyone.
Oh, I was gonna say get smaller hobbies.
No. You just disguise it.
Yeah. Then we are back to the. But then it's a long project, but it shouldn't be very costly. It would take me an afternoon and one of these concrete huge ass petrol powered angle grinders to make a square hole in my workshop floor. And then it's just 2-3 years of digging. And then
Yeah.
I have a bunker under my house. But of course, I can't post on it on YouTube because then somebody will know. So I will have to do full Colin first, but not talk about it.
I mean, it is kind of fun to do. This is my secret workshop build, and just it's a shed with some leaves on it.
I think maybe you'd have to go a bit, at least
One of
camo
these.
netting.
What is it called? Ghillie suits, the nets with the leaves
Oh,
on
yeah.
it that you put on tanks and whatnot to conceal them in nature. Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a chap here who he basically built into, he didn't have planning permission. He was a farmer, and he basically put You know those great big round bales of hay
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get? He stacked a load of those up by the roadside and then built himself a whole house behind these hay bales. And he got away with it for years until Google Maps came on
Yeah.
with satellite view. And someone said, hang on a minute, there's a big house here where there shouldn't be a big house.
Yeah.
And Julie, they came along and told him, yeah, you've got to knock this down. You haven't got planning permission. And I think he tried to fudge it by saying, well, it's been up for more than 20 years. You know, it's my home, blah, 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 blah. Nope.
Yeah.
Knock it down.
But that's the funny thing though. Before, I mean, in the olden days, so 10 years ago, you had to have a grumpy neighbor narc on you, and then the municipality came and, all right, you build something here, and then you got told to tear it down. But today, of course, they are using satellite imagery, and they're using software to compare. So you can just overlay two pictures and then highlight the differences. So every few years, the municipality does that, and they very easy gets, all right, that house wasn't there 2 years ago, and they put up a shed too close to the neighbor, and then you just get a letter in the mail without them even being on your plot of land. So of course this, I think it was a place in Norway, they had a lot of trees on their yard, and then they planted a lot of shrubbery and so on, and just let it grow because they have built something, and now it's not visible from the air. And I think, I'm not sure, while they waited for the natural shrubbery to grow, if they also bought like a 10 by 10 meter custom made tarp with leaf pattern on it, so they put that in between some trees so it just looked like foliage when something flew over. They probably spent more money and time on it than actually applying and getting approval to doing the stuff, but what's the fun in that?
Sometimes the thrill is better than the chase.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
hiding
I'm
in
very
plain
tempted to
sight.
bury through the back of my garage because we're on a hill, so there's a rank of garages. So if you go out if you were to hypothetically go out the back of the garage, you go under the block of flats.
Yeah.
They're thinking there must be a lot of useful space down there, which is not being used for anything, but holding up the block of flats or some boring thing like that.
Exactly.
Imagine that you break through that wall and realize that your neighbor has already done this and is, has the entire width of your complex.
Exactly, it's
And
a secret basement.
Yeah, and
Hang on a minute.
you're meeting each other and both know, I know that you know that I know that you know that this is completely illegal, and we can't tell on anyone because then we will expose ourselves. So just like secret handshake, nod. All right, this is between us, and then yeah,
Yeah. Mutually assured destruction.
yeah,
exactly.
Detente.
that kind of depends on what they're using that hidden basement for.
Yeah.
Well, round here, probably growing weed, I imagine.
That could be wit. Yes, that's one of the nicer illegal ones.
But you should be careful. Like if you lived in Erfurt, it might be a cesspool. So you're just breaking through the wall to a load of shit, literally. So
Oh, we're back to the latrine incident
yeah.
again. We can't really leave that subject, can we?
Let it go, man.
I found a really nice 10-minute animated video about it that really told the story.
Yeah.
Nice. I'll link it in the description.
do that. Maybe we get it off our mind. But that is, in Norway, they were popular in the olden days. We call them potato cellars. It's basically a hole in the ground with a door where you keep potatoes so that you have them at a stable temperature throughout the winter. And of course, in January, February, they are kind of soggy, but that's what you have until spring and summer and fresh produce. But today, and especially the last couple of years, when the situation of the world is what it is, they have come back, and now you can buy them in fiberglass, like on a lorry. So you just have to dig a big hole in your garden, and then they come and plonk it down, and you put the soil back on it, and then you let the grass grow, and then you have a door just into your ground, and then you have adequate storage space for food and whatnot. And I was thinking, it's too small for a workshop, but if I strategically bury that so that in a straight direction behind it, it's going to end up under my workshop. Then, of course, I can get my wife on board that we need that for storage, dry goods, and produce and whatnot. And then I just make a door in the back of it. And then there you can start pulling out soil and building a frame. So you can ease in under your garage and then meet halfway. Because at some point, when we redid the floor in the bathroom, it's very dry and loose soil underneath our house, so there is very little stability. So you have to cut an opening and dig out, and then you have to make a frame, and then you dig out a half meter more, and you have to pound that frame further and further down and just weld on to a new. You have to build a shaft from the top and just dig it down. And at some point, you want to turn sideways. And then once you cut an opening there, it's going to, got nothing, nowhere to go. So, if you have that cellar on the outside where you can connect to, it might make it simpler.
And Home Improvement becomes the plot of The Great Escape.
Yes.
Yes.
So when you're removing the soil, do you have to sort of like take it in your trousers?
In my
shake
trousers,
it down,
and then drop
shake
it
it down
in
the
yard.
leg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my way to checking the post. 50 times a day. It's like,
I was really expecting that package from China.
yeah. And the neighbors are coming. Yes, it's been a lot of these moles lately, because we see those small mounds everywhere on the communal areas. Yeah, I've seen a lot of them. They're like spreading like wildfire.
Mm. And then you tip the brim of your Homburg.
Yeah.
The moles are spreading like wildfire. And then you hand them a brown paper envelope and disappear into the fog.
Oh, what a nice callback and round off.
Yeah, I think we nailed the name of the half pint there, so we can just round it off here. And
Yeah. Won't get any better this time. Maybe next time, who knows?
Yeah, probably
No
not.
promises.
But only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Next episode, must try harder.
Must is a hard word, I feel.
Could try harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more like it.
Trying is also a loaded word, I think. So yeah, that's not.
Could perhaps
overreach.
aspire to, or maybe not.
Yeah, we'll possibly think about it if we remember.
Exactly. It's absolutely possible.
Sounds perfect. Yeah. Well, have a good one.
Have a good one.
Ta-ta.
Nailed it. All right.
I think we have to work on the outros as well.
2 episodes in the box.
If only we had a flag for it.
Oh. This might be a good one. I thought of a jingle for a segment here the other day, and I got the melody in my head. And then, of course, I was sitting in my car, so I'm going to forget this. So I had to stop and record it on my phone. Let's see if I can find it. Yep. This is a suggested jingle for a segment in the half pint that is called Wait While I Google That For You. And we'll see if this picks up on the microphone. Wait while I Google that for you. The things you think about when you're driving a car. So, and you just need some sleigh bells at the end of that, and there you have it.
Perfect.
But now I remember it, yeah. Wait while I Google that for you. Then jingle, jingle, jingle. Or maybe just keep that and call it a day. That's also plausible. Goodbye.